All right, what wasn't just filmed was the warm up. So this is just a rotator cuff action, just kind of getting things warmed up. So nothing too crazy to start with. Pretty moderate to heavyweight, neutral grip, shoulder press. So. I will say, considering the shoulder is a little pinch, nothing bad, nothing to deter me from training, but neutral instead of the traditional grip for these is like feels so much better. My head like this, I definitely feel that injury more. I can here. I don't know what it is. I don't know what biomechanics would really explain that, but feeling good. Ooh. All right, we're gonna do some upright rows on this machine, and okay, this X-ray is one of my favorite uses of the Smith machine. It's phenomenal for these. So, good way to walk yourself into position for them. Yeah. Ooh, let's say these actually feel, in my opinion, better than the free weights, because on the free weight I have a tendency of like one might get higher than the other. This you're locked into a movement, so, and you're locked into a position, so one shoulder can't be lower than the other. All right, time for a variation of cable face pulls we haven't done in a while. This is a lot closer than I thought it was. That was almost bad. All right. Ooh. I'm just gonna go straight into some cable front raises. These are the same one, right? Okay. Feels weird. See you, buddy. All right, guys, that was pretty good shoulder day. Nothing too crazy, but definitely enjoyed it. And then between sets, you kind of get a glimpse of it in the video, but between sets, some jump rope, I'm not going to spend the time putting it in the videos a lot just because the videos tend to be long enough as is, especially if I get a good car talk going where I'm just yapping to you guys the whole time. So, not going to bog down the videos with too much of the jump rope footage. I mean, today I found to make a more creative way to kind of get it in there and not take up too much of your time. But definitely not going to record every time I'm jump roping between a set. But I'm just doing 10 sets of 10. So 10 skips, 10 sets of 100. 1,000 skips a day right now. And so between sets just for 5 of those sets. Or, oh my God, I can't speak. Between sets for 10 sets. So like today, for example, I didn't start right away. So we got into shoulders. And then the first set of face pulls was the first set I did jump rope between. And so you got 4 sets of that. 4 sets of cable front raises. I did skips between each of those. And then I did skips between 2 of the sets of cable lateral. So 10 sets of 100 skips in total. And then I filmed some of them. But so that's kind of the plan right now. It's what I used last time to break the plateau of 200. It's crazy that it's like the exact same plateau. But last time, like, trying to get my body to get into the 190s was very hard. So, to be expected, I know what I need to do to accomplish it, at least for the most part, I think I do. So, I'm going to just follow that protocol, and hopefully it works 2 times in a row. We'll see. So, right now, just normal cardio protocol, and then adding 1,000 skips a day, just doing 10 sets of 100 throughout my workout. So that being said, I ended the liquid fast today at the 38. Yeah, is it 38? Sorry, excuse me, 36 hour mark. Reason being, I could tell I was genuinely hungry for solid food. So I broke my fast. Oh, well, I ended the liquid fast. In fact, I was not fasted because I was doing liquid fast and allowing myself to have protein shakes made in water. So this morning I had already had 3 scoops of protein in water. But ultimately I could tell this is genuine hunger. I genuinely want food in my belly. My body is calling out for it. So I broke that fast with 300 grams of lean ground deer. I'm going to go home and eat again. That should get me where I need to be on my calories and my protein. In fact, I think I'm already there on my protein, so we'll actually has to go today. And then actually fully intend on doing another 36 to 42 hour liquid fast, where all I'm going to have is water or a protein shake made in water. So that's the only thing I'm allowing myself: water, protein shakes made in water, and coffee. And that's black coffee. So I've been making the protein shakes and coffee the past 2 mornings. But so 38 hours liquid fast completed. Yesterday was probably the best I've ever felt during a workout. I felt pretty good again today, outside of I did feel a little bloated in the stomach from eating the 300 pounds of ground deer, but not too horrible. Like yesterday was just the best I've ever felt in a workout, in a long time, full of energy, very light, on my feet, full. I was everywhere yesterday. It's one of the things that got me ready and excited to add jump rope back into the program. Was I just had the energy for it. I remember getting down to 180 the first time, falling in love with skipping, falling in love with jump rope, and then gradually starting to regret it. And then it became a chore to do it between sets. And that's one thing, is I'm getting a break from what I'm hitting, right? So if I'm hitting chest, if I'm hitting shoulders, if I'm hitting back, by whatever, during that jump rope, I'm really not hitting those things. I mean, there's a little arm to it. Yesterday, I definitely noticed while jump roping that I was feeling it in my triceps a little bit. And today, I did notice a little bit of feeling it in the shoulders, which makes sense. Your rotator cuffs kind of go, and you're kind of getting some arm movement up there, just a smidge. I tried to just keep it to my wrist, but there is a little bit of momentum throughout the entire arm. But it's mostly just wrist kind of getting flicked. But the only thing is, leg day will be a nightmare, because you're going to go from hitting a set of legs into hitting the jump rope. But I remember doing it before, and sometimes I was fine, sometimes I'm having the worst Charlie horses ever after the workout's completed. There was a period in time where, because when I started jump roping originally, I went straight into 100 skips a day, or sorry, 1,000. I keep missing 1,000 skips a day, and ended up having to go to the doctors to get de-inflammatory medicine, because I was having shin splints so bad, because there's just inflammation in my shins from doing the jump rope. So fair warning to you, if you want to get into jump roping, ease into it. That being said, I've been pretty freaking active and getting into very challenging cardio as is. So I don't think going straight back into the 1,000 skips a day is going to cause the same issue. If it does, I know it's just inflammation, and I'll take a break and then ease back into it. But that is actually what stopped me last time, is the shin splints got so bad, and I didn't know that's what they were at the time. And the reason I say that is because the pain wasn't just in my shins; it was throughout the entirety of like my calves, my shins, up to like up and anything knee below, like knee to ankle, was in so much pain. And like me and Brendan would be hanging out, we'd just be walking, hanging out, and they would hit me like a freaking train. I didn't have to be skipping, I didn't have to be doing anything all that active. Of course, it definitely, the biggest example of it was we were shooting hoops. But like I remember just like getting on the ground almost in the fetal position on that basketball court on the concrete, crying. Like I was in so much pain. It's like, I would say it's the worst pain I've ever been in. So like I genuinely did not know it was shin splints. I thought like I truly screwed something up, like that I had like pulled a like tore a tendon or tore a muscle or like messed up a ligament somewhere in both my legs from like just going crazy. And yeah, it was a scary time, to be completely honest. So to be told it was just severe, just insanely severe shin splints, and just needed some medication to relieve some of the inflammation was kind of crazy to me. So obviously we have over the counter anti-inflammatories, but hopefully I don't need to do anything like that. Hopefully I can just ease back into it, or maybe do like 2 days on, a day off, 2 days. We'll see. I much rather do it every day, and I don't know what it is. I jump rope now that I'm good at it. Like, when I started, it was like I couldn't even do 10 consecutive skips, so I kind of hated it. But now it's like I can typically get through the full 100 without catching myself, and sometimes I might catch myself once or twice. So minimum I can do like 50 without catching myself, but 9 times out of 10 I can get through my whole 100 without screwing up. So it's just, I really enjoy it. I've kind of fallen in love with it now that I'm decent at it, and it's a really good source of cardio. Like, you get your heart going. You would not think simply jumping on your toes with a plastic rope in your hand would be this insanely effective cardio, but it is. And it's actually not only effective, but enjoyable. And so I've kind of gotten a love for it. But all that being said, jump rope is in the lineup, cardio is going, fasting is in the arsenal as well. Again, I'm going to try to shoot for another 36 to 42 hour liquid fast to really I'm almost just forcing myself to work on self-control and discipline, because I've kind of been struggling with it a lot. And obviously, it helps if you can get those growing responses from your body under control as well. So if I'm not fighting those responses where I feel hungry when I'm actually hungry, I can eat when I'm actually hungry and not overeat or binge or anything along those lines. So that is kind of the goal with this. Like, I'm not going to do this, fast for 48 hours and then eat, and then fast for another 48 hours and then eat. Like, no, I fully intend on just using this to be a good way to kind of get back into the groove of like the first time I lost the weight and got down to 180, especially with this being a much bigger goal of 160. Is I'm really trying to get into a groove, trying to make sure I get those ground responses down and can actually just tell, yes, I'm hungry, not, I'm having a growing response. Like, no, I'm hungry, I need food. And so that way I can, in theory, hopefully get back into doing intermittent fasting. I haven't decided upon whether or not it will be OMAD, which stands for 1 meal a day, for those who don't know, or if I'll go back into like a 16-8 or a 12, 12. And so what that means, or a 24. So what I'm saying is the first number is the hours you fast, and the second number is the window you have to eat. So like a 24 window would be 20 hours fasted. You have a 4-hour window where you can get food in, whether that's one meal, whether that's 2 meals, whether that's 3 meals, whatever. But that is your time to eat. And what's really helpful for that, this is why I did OMAD the first time I dieted down to 180, is because, I mean, yes, there's definitely benefits to to fasting health-wise and everything else. But that's not what attracted me to it. I knew that I eat like super late at night, and like no matter what, even if I'm not hungry, like it hits me like a freight train every stinking time. Even if I've already ate, it there was no different on the days I was fasting. It hit me just as hard, and at the same time, my body wants to eat late at night. I don't know what it is, but I am a late night person. Like, if it's past 7 p.m., my body's like, "Can we have something to eat? Can you do us a favor? Come on, uh, eat a dinner roll, something." And so it's like, for me, I knew that. So especially back then, when I was just like, I was driven by my hatred for the people who bullied me and for how they made me feel about myself. And I was driven by a hatred for myself as well. And so I lost the weight super fast, but it was also so much easier to fast back then because like I could just tell myself, "Don't you dare eat, you fat." We're not saying that word, but fatty. But now it's like I don't have that self hate necessarily anymore. I'm not that same kid who was bullied relentlessly. I'm not the same kid who attempted suicide 3 times. I'm 26. I'm a grown man. I have 3 nieces who I love dearly. That's very different situation. So, but I know for a fact that OMAD or intermittent fasting works for me because I know that almost on cue, whether I've been fasting or not, my body always wants to eat. Like just at the end of the day. So I know in terms of bodybuilding, it's like, oh, but your protein synthesis and you want to try to have that multiple times a day by having multiple high protein meals and a pre-workout and a post-workout or even an intro workout and 4 or 5 meals a day I understand that. I know, but I can't just look at this as a bodybuilding prep because it is and it isn't. It's also a transformation show, and I do want to have a dramatic change, and I want to have a good transformation. I know because I can't. So the rules of the show is you have to use photos from up to 3 years ago. I can't use those photos of when I was 300 pounds. I didn't know the show was a thing when I was 300 pounds. You couldn't have paid me money to get on a bodybuilding stage at 300 pounds. And my goal was always to lose the weight slow because I was terrified of having loose skin. I think I'm very fortunate. I think it's kind of hard to tell still because there is, like a lot of love handling stuff going on. But I don't think there's a lot of loose skin there. I think it's mostly just fat still that I'm feeling there. And there's some like when I grabbed them, like maybe that's not fat, it might be loose skin. But I don't have a lot, and I've always prided myself on I wanted to lose it slow enough that I at least didn't have a crap ton of loose skin, if any at all. Because preferably, I'd rather just have like the stretch marks, and maybe my skin's not perfect, maybe it's a little loose, but it's not like massive draping, just flaps of loose skin, if you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of always been my thing, and so that's one of my fears is the last 40, 50 pounds to 160 will be relatively faster than any of the rest of the weight I lost combined. Because we got like 7, 6, 7. I did not. 6 or 7, that's going to get quit. But 6 or 7 months into the show. Just depends on when they place it this year. But so it's going to be relatively faster than like the rest of the weight I lost. I was kind of on a good pace of like 10, 15, 20 at the most drastic pounds a year. And then, like I said, so I got down to 180. COVID hit, back up to 250. Got back down. Here we are in 2025, back down to 200. So it's like, I've been very good about being very gradual with the weight loss. And it's also just a sanity thing, really. You go, if I cut my calories anymore or add 8 more cardio, I'm going to commit a crime against humanity. I will snap. And so there's a lot of factors into it. But all of that being said, bit of a rabbit trail there. Great workout today. All these things are in the arsenal. We're in high gear now. We've been gently shifting. We are in high gear now. I will say there's probably like one more gear shift to come, which will be as we get closer to the show, instead of only just like jump rope and stuff, I'll probably add other hit cardio, whether it be, medicine ball throws, medicine ball slams, sprints, the punching bag at the gym, and I will also up the cardio, and probably pretty soon we're probably going to switch from incline tread to Stairmaster. All of that being said, love and appreciate you guys. If you made it this far and you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You're already here anyways. If you like the video, like it. If you know somebody you think would like the video, share it with them. If they like this kind of content, let's get some more subscribers. We're on our way to 100 subscribers. I think we can do it before the end of the year. I think we can do it before Christmas. Not gonna lie. I think we can do it before December's even over. But all of that being said, love and appreciate every single one of you. If you want to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, and get some of the best supplements on the market, y'all know I'm going to say, harder than last time. HTLT supplements. Link in the description. Use code JS15. Save 15% off your order. It's a pretty good deal. Anyways, enough glazing. Harder than last time. They don't deserve that much. Calm down. But love you guys. Appreciate you. Tomorrow's leg day. We'll see what I'm feeling. Right now, kind of leaning towards a hamstring day. Not gonna lie. Legs are feeling a bit iffy. They're feeling a bit jelly. But that's also because I just got back into doing jump rope, getting back into skips. So there's the iffiness to, man, my legs are tired. That being said, we'll decide tomorrow. It might be a ham. It might be a full. It might be a quad. It probably won't be a quad. I'm just going to tell you right now, since we're hitting legs like you, it probably won't be a quad, just because my knees can't take all those machines. I'm better on my knees than using my knees. But that being said, tomorrow will be a leg day of shorts. That's what I can promise. Well, a leg day is happening. Something attached to my legs will be worked out. That's the best I can promise you. See you then.